good? Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Can I get your name off the bat?
My name's Phil Crotine,
Could you spell that?
K-R-O-T-I-N-E, Phil with 2 L's.
All right. And you live just right across the street?
I live literally across the street.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit about what happened this morning?
Yeah, I mean, I came home from work about 10 o'clock this morning. You know, nothing out of the normal is going on. My mom came in the driveway about 11 o'clock. You know, nothing was going on then. We loaded groceries from out from the back of her truck. At that point, you know, we closed the garage door and everything, went into the front room to start working on her chair that she had broken. And, you know, I noticed flashing lights opened up the shades, and, you know, there was the 2 ambulances, the fire truck, multiple police cars, things like that.
And what have you heard so far? Has there been any word?
There hasn't been any word as far as I know. I mean, I can't imagine. This isn't a high crime neighborhood. You know, seemed like a happy guy. You know, he loved his kid, loved his family. He was a super nice guy. You know, I just took him out for his birthday a couple weeks ago. You know, we had a lot of fun. It's kind of hard to believe he's gone now. You know.
Well, tell us a little bit about Sean. You said he's like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, late 30s, early 40s.
And he had a kid. Do you know about how old?
Yeah, he has a little boy. He's about 8 years old, I think now. I mean, he's just always happy-go-lucky. You know, they always has a kid outside, always spending time with him. You know, they seem to have a lot of fun as a family, especially him and his wife. You know, they're always willing to have you over if you want, you know, have dinner. You know, my mom's got cancer. She's been in and out of the hospital the last year or so, and, you know, always have me over for dinner when she's in the hospital, making sure I get fed, and, you know, I just had a good time with him.
Just a nice guy then, right?
Overall nice guy. You couldn't ask for a better person. You know, you ask for something, and he'll be more than happy to bend over backwards to help you to do it, you know.
You were talking about the neighborhood that, I mean, for people that aren't familiar with this section, I mean, it's Twinsburg. It's kind of unusual to see activity like this happening around here.
Very unusual. I mean, since I've been here, there's only been one other ambulance into the neighborhood, and it was for the gentleman up the street. And, you know, I don't honestly know what happened with him because I'm not real close with that family. I mean, it's very low crime. You know, police maintain the neighborhood. They come through about once or twice a night. You know, it's all over the place. You know, I've never seen anything like this before here. I've lived here 5 years now.
Do you know what he did for a living?
He worked for Progressive.